just had a good night. This was a Sunday night, and it was good. It was steady to begin with, and then I had one that went out of town, and I had another one that went out of town, and then after that I had one that went way out of, well, put it this way, I had a problem with the machine, with the tablet. It wouldn't let me clear, and I had to call Pakistan 5 times in order to get the problem resolved. And it took me over an hour of wrestling with it and then calling them. It was just a nightmare. But then after I was able to get back on, they were saying that they're having an issue with the system. Okay, fine. So I'm not the only driver who was experiencing difficulties. So anyhow, I waited another 45 minutes, and then I got sent to an address on Quadra, and the guy said he's gonna go as far as $100 will take him towards Duncan. Anyways, when we got to Mill Bay, it was like $92, and I understood that at $100 he was going to get out. That was going to be it. And he says, just keep going, and let's put it through for $92. So we did, and he gave me a $1 tip, and then the rest of it, wanted to do it for another. We ended up in Duncan, and it was another $46, something like that, and he made it 48. Anyways, it was $145 or something like that. Whatever. It was a good trip, and then, you know, it was 4 o'clock, so I drove back into town, and as soon as I got into town, I got a call, and now I'm just heading to the bank to make a little deposit. I did well. I made a chunk of money. I got 365, something like that. $365 on. That's a far cry from last week, I'll tell you. That was a good Sunday. Hope the rest of the week will be good too, because I got some bills to pay. Just arriving at the bank, and I got 4 more nights to go this week. Time is now 5:09 on a Tuesday morning, and if you're familiar with my usual drill, on Tuesday mornings I'm gonna head to the bank just to make a very small deposit, because I did not make a lot of money. I'm gonna make a small deposit, and I'm gonna go to the car wash the car, probably use the brush and the pressure wash, and then I'll detail the interior, and I'll park it. I'll walk home, add up my Interacs from Sunday and Monday, walk or drive to the chiropractor depending on if it's raining or not. And that's the end of my night. It was a slow one once again. I've got about $177 on, and one of the reasons for that is that I slept in, and I ate my chicken nuggets after they had been in the oven for about an hour on one side rather than 12 minutes. So they were kind of hard, but I ate them anyway. And then, of course, I After eating them, I had a shower and got dressed, and I got out here at about 7:20, and usually it's about 6:20 when I get out here. So I missed an hour, but I was told that by another driver that I didn't miss much, because in that time he had 2 calls where there was no customer there. So yeah, good thing this Sunday night was a very good one, so that sort of offsets what happened tonight. And then there's, of course, the rest of the week to go through. 3 more nights, and Halloween is on Thursday night. So I wonder if people are going to observe Halloween, or if, I know there's a Halloween party kind of on Friday, and I've been invited to go to this thing. I don't know if I'm gonna. I don't really feel like getting dressed up and doing the whole party thing. Oh, what's this? This guy is blocking my access to the rooftop where the bank is. Well, I'll just go right around him. Okay, there's a truck right there in the lane that leads up to this ramp. Anyways, fortunately there was enough room for me to squeak by, because this is the bank where I make my deposit, on the roof of this mall. And I don't want to drive a great distance to another branch just to make a $20 deposit, because that's all I'm going to do. I'm making a $20 deposit. Why do I do it? Oh, well, it's part of the ritual. And I don't need that $20 in my wallet. I need it in the bank, because I gotta pay bills. Every bit counts, let me tell you. Okay, 3 more nights to go this week. It's Wednesday morning. Time is now 5:27. 5:27. And I've done well tonight. Even though I did have some breaks and I did go to sleep a few times. I watched a bit of video, but every time I started watching video, I fell asleep. And it was a smooth night. It was good. But you know, I even had some people give me some generous tips. Very generous tips. Like I had one that was like $9.15. The guy gave me a $20 bill. Had another one that was $16.65. The guy gave me $30. And I had one guy who went for a $12 fare. He says, just wait a minute, I'll be right back. He left his bag in the car. Then he went back close to where he had started from, which was the Vic General Hospital. He ended up going to a bus stop across the highway from the Vic General Hospital. The total fare was $21.65. He claimed that he had lost his other bag with all the money in it. And so I gave him my card with my name and phone number on it and the amount he owed. Chances are very good that he's not going to call me back and not going to pay me the $21.65 he owes me. That's just the way it goes. So I got some generous tips, but that was taken away by some cheap asshole. And that was that. So on the whole, the night went well. I got 239. I'm not complaining about that. That's in the ballpark where it should be, and I hope the rest of the week goes that way. I need it. It's a rough go if that night was, you know, if that night would have been gone, would have been bad, or slow. I don't know, itchy eyes. So I just head to the bank to deposit some cash, and the rest of it was Interac. And I think I have enough Interac now to pay the lease for the whole week. So that's a good thing, and that's thanks to that trip to Duncan on Sunday night. $138 in Interac. And the rest of that Sunday night was really good too. Yeah. And mostly Interac. So yeah, heading to the bank. Then I'm gonna just park it, because the day shift guy didn't wash it for me. Why should I wash it for him again? I did that yesterday, and he didn't wash it for me. Next week, the owner will be back from his vacation overseas, and I won't have to deal with these, well, I won't have to deal with as many daytime lease operators. Yep. Oh, I can't wait to get home and relax. That's what I want to do. Now, 2 more nights to go this week, and I'll give you a play-by-play on how it goes, or how it's gonna go, following this. Time is now 4:12 in the morning. What a mess. 4:12 in the morning. Oh, here come the passengers. 4:12 in the morning on a Thursday morning. I've got $300 on. It's been good. That's much more like it. Now I'm gonna go back into town, and since it's still pretty early, I might get an opportunity to take a few people to work in the morning. That'll be nice. And already having $300 on is a bonus. It was one of those nights where my luck was just great. I think I had about $80 on by midnight. And then I had a long break. I had a 2-hour break. No, yeah, that's right. I had $80 on by 10 o'clock. And I had a 2-hour break. And the guy who didn't pay me yesterday, just at around midnight, calls me up and says, "I got your money." He told me where he was, so I went to meet him. He paid me $25 on the $21.65 that he owed me. Great, $25. So now I was at 105. Then I waited another hour for a trip. And that trip was a good one. It came out here onto the peninsula, and it was like, he gave me $65 for that. And then on the way back into town, I had another trip. This guy had locked his... He needed... anyway, it all worked out. It all worked out. I had a couple of longer trips. One of those was to the airport. Another one was out onto the peninsula. One guy had lost his... had run out of gas, so he had to go get to the gas station with a jerry can and go refuel his car. And then I guess I had another couple of trips in there. And, it's just, the morning has been good. The morning has been very good. And all since 2 o'clock. No, 1 o'clock. Since 1 o'clock. In the last 3 hours I did excellent. yeah, got no complaints. This is more like it, much more like it. The way things should be. So far I've only had one night that was under 200 this week. That's much more better. Okay, one more night to go this week. May it be a good one. Halloween night was a success. It is now the 1st of November, 5:40 in the morning. I don't know if I'm going to do much else after this. I may have had enough. I got about $414 on, and that's with 2 people not paying. One guy, his bank account was somehow depleted by some agency that he was unaware of, but he's a very regular customer, so I'm sure he'll be good for it. And the other one, well, the other one I'll probably never see the money. Yeah. So it's I'm really exhausted. I'm really tired. I'm gonna head to the bank. No, I'm not going there. Forget it. It's too far. And besides, I'm exhausted. I'm having trouble even seeing the road right now, so it's like, I've had enough. I don't want to work anymore. I really don't want to work anymore. I'm going to make my way to the bank so as to fill in the last blank check I have from the owner of the car to get my Interac overs. And I'm going to deposit that in the bank right away because I have some bills to pay. Yeah. It's a good way to end the month anyhow. It was a slow month for the most part, but this last week turned out okay. Anyways, I hope yours is better than mine.